We're recording. Are we? Yes. And we're recording here. All right. Is the backup going? Yes. All right. Here we go, everybody. Stand away from the light as I hit play in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to There Will Be Dungeons. At therewillbedungeons.com, it's July 5th, Sunday. It's 2020 is the year, and we're here to play D&D tonight. Thanks for joining us. A quick note that we will see the triumphant return of Bo Schwartz next week. He'll be back. But in the meantime, we still have a giant glass-making monstrosity crossing the desert to deal with, and a campaign that we are in the thick of. So stick around for that. But we do look forward to seeing him. Before we go back into the action, let's throw it over to Kristen, who has a recap from last week's There Will Be Dungeons.
Last time on There Will Be Dungeons, we continue our yarn of the three who bore arms for the beast that traveled the dunes. They sought out a killer who had slain a poor mister down in the depths of the rooms. They pushed on ahead until they saw Red and a fork in the way of their boon. Right or left should they go? No one truly could know till they found a warm pool of blood. They followed the trail to a room in the tail where shadows obscured a scared bud. He begged them to stay, but would not have his way when they found him to be just a dud. It was an old gray guy who claimed to be the spy who had boarded and a man killed. This proved to be a lie when his daughters decried his story, which had easily spilled. They had sought out food, were rushed at by crew, and only an attack stopped the ill. After begging and talks the girls would see to walk and the man to justice impart, they said their sad goodbyes with hugs and loud scared cries and allowed the team to depart. Loman vowed return with food, so they yearned to make... Loman vowed return with food they so yearned to make sure the girls would not lose heart. Death was not the man's fate. He had found a wheat grate to board the pipes under the ship. He would crawl the small vents to earn his food and rent, but the work would be a hard trip. The team had now won, their daily deed done, now off to go find some drink and chips. After a hot lunch, they went to the bunks to check on their new rooms. Then, eventually bored, Loman acted as ward and transported food to the boons. So all but the bot headed down with slop and fed the hungry but fearful too. They then turned in for the night, and that's where we left their plight until this afternoon. What will they face next on the many, many decks of the vehicle that wrecks the dunes?
Oh, man. That's awesome. I have to admit, I'm going to be a little sad when the rhyming ends if you decide not to keep doing it, because it's pretty great.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's very good.
That's the sole reason I do this now, at this point.
Yeah, of course.
To hear those.
It's the only reason I even...
It's all the kids' books, you know. Yeah. Good night, Moon. Good night, June. Good night, June.
Everybody poops. All right. Hey, John, it's to you then. Tell us where we are this week. Let's go.
All right. You all have had a restful night after your first full day acting as guards upon the Dune Breaker. You somewhat got to the bottom of a murder mystery. You allowed the wrong person to be arrested for the crime with the promise of bringing food and helping support the ones who actually did, believing their plight to be something that you wanted to assist with. So you turned in for the evening, and it is fairly early the next day. You weren't given any instructions on what to do, so you've all kind of stayed in your quarters until you all pick up a knocking outside on the various doors. If you remember, your rooms are all somewhat adjacent to each other, and you just hear a quick triple knock on one door, then the other, as someone goes to all three of your doors, banging on them.
They say anything? Just knock.
Nope, just a knock.
I'll be annoyed and just roll over on my other side and try to keep sleeping. I'm not going to answer it.
All right. Anybody taking any action or just ignoring the knocks?
Would this be before normal hours, or would we be,
No,
rested?
You're looking at about 8 in the morning or so, maybe later.
Okay. All right, I'd get up for it.
All right, you approach the door, open it, and standing outside is a human being, slightly balding, long dark hair, has a dark mustache beard combo. Um, he is dressed in what you recognize to be the filigree of the guards that you have seen. You've been able on the ship to identify guards, and the thing that has identified them as such is there's no set uniform, but every guard you have seen has had this sash that's worn diagonally across their person with looks like three little circles uh, stuck to it, almost like a badge or a pin. And he's standing out there.
Can I help you?
Yes, hi. My name is Guardsman Fox. I'm here to escort you over to our barracks. I need the rest of the guard as well. Have they already gotten up? Am I too late?
Escort? Are we in trouble?
Oh, no. See, we need to present you with your sashes so you can, actually access the parts of the ship and do your duty. Normally I'd bring them to you, but I understand you haven't been to the barracks yet. Considering the three of you are going to be stationed here, I thought it might be best if you got to see where it was.
Romilda kicks open her door. Yes, another day for glory!
Yes, the spirited halfling. I've heard about you. Where's the other one?
Could I hear this conversation going on outside the doors?
Yeah, your quarters are not huge. They're nice, but they're not incredibly big, so you can hear talking outside in the hallway for sure.
All right, I'll stumble to the door, open it, and go, what the hell is going on out here right now?
Another chance for glory, Hack.
Hack was asleep. This better be good. Where the hell are we going?
Oh, well, hello. I'm Guardsman Fox, as I was just telling your robot companion here. Well, we're going to present you with your official Guardsman sashes this morning.
So, y'all got us up at the crack of dawn for some kind of ceremony. Is that it?
Crack of dawn, you were going to be getting far less sleep on a regular basis than this. I would say enjoy it while you can.
Give me a minute, and I'll go back in and get changed and get my crap, and then I'll come back out. All right, let's do this. Better be worth it.
All right, and so he escorts the three of you up the stairwell up to the first floor, walks you through the hallways, and near the back, actually kind of just past the entranceway that you normally would use to access the cafeteria where you've eaten, it looks like you're almost coming to the end of the car that you're in, but it turns to the left. There's another slight hallway, and then down at the end is another little door, and it just a crude sign saying barracks on it. He says, okay, this is the barracks for segment 1. This is where you'll be stationed for the time being. That could always change, but for now, this is where you'll report every morning for any assignments you might have. Today, though, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've been instructed to get you your sashes, and then you are to meet with the guard captain in the meeting quarters where you met previously. I believe he has some special assignments for you today. And then he opens the door and holds it open for the three of you.
Okay. I will head in.
The same.
All right, you enter and you see not a very great office. It's definitely like most of the things here. It seems to be made up of found materials, and this seems more utilitarian than most. There's a front little desk where there's a little gnome currently leaning against the desk, looking kind of bored. And there's a back table where it looks like maybe 2 or 3 people might normally sit. There's some what looks to be crude lockers along the wall, and a section that actually is barred off, very traditional jail style. Currently, nobody contained within it. Overall, it's a fairly small office. Um, but he brings you in and walks you right past the front counter. The gnome doesn't seem to pay you any mind. He looks up long enough to see uh, Guardsman Fox and then goes right back to whatever he's doing and walks you back to the desk and says, "Yes, here they are." He gathers up 3 sashes, which, for descriptive purposes, they look like seatbelts almost.
Okay.
And on each one of them is 3 little circles, and he hands one to each of you. And when you look at the circular objects, you realize they're metal. And what they actually are, because this does exist in this world, though unclear if any of you would have actually ever encountered it before, it is 3 platinum pieces. And they have been affixed to it through a piece of welding that holds them together in kind of a almost triangle pattern, one each side touching. And he says, "These are your official sashes. Please wear them while you're on duty. The sigil is what identifies you as one of us, one of the guards."
I'll reach out and take one. I'll say I figured there'd be more ceremony than this. We just put this on.
That's really all there is. The ceremony was getting the job in the first place.
Well, lucky us, and I'll take it from you and put it on.
Romilda will grab hers and go, "Witness!" And then she'll put it on once she makes sure at least one person in the room is watching.
Oh, they're watching. And do you need any assistance with this? He says, looking over at Al.
No, thank you. Very lovely.
Okay. He seems unsure how you're going to manage to get it on your mechanical frame, but hands it to you anyway.
I will affix it later, thank you.
Okay, very good. Just remember, in anything you're doing on official duty, make sure you wear that. Just avoids any confusion. And also, if you do need to go someplace that you normally wouldn't want to be, might avoid any misunderstandings. Keep you out of hot water. Ember's very good to all of us, but he does have a bit of a short temper. So make sure what you do while wearing those sashes is upstanding representation of the guard.
You got it.
All right, and like I said, Guard Captain Lotho wants to meet you in the meeting room. That's really all I had.
Where do we know where the meeting room is? Is that a place we're familiar
Yeah,
with?
it's the same place you met with him and Ember
Right.
yesterday.
All right. So I guess we're leaving now then, is it? To the meeting room?
Would assume so, he said after I got you. So.
All right. Well, you're doing a hell of a job, and I'll pat him on the back and walk toward the meeting room.
Thanks. It's good to have you. Welcome, I guess.
Nervous little guy.
All right. You leave the office. You make your way back down the hall, exactly the way you came, past the cafeteria, past all the various rooms on the first floor, and eventually you make your way to the transition tunnel between the head segment and the first segment, and you make your way down the various hallways into the meeting room, and find it easy enough. Guard Captain Lotho standing there. Just a reminder, he's a giant lion man. He's currently just running his claws through his giant mane. Good. Fox found you. All right. Well, you're official guards now.
Thanks for the
How was
sash,
your-
by the way. These fit real nice, like.
Well, it's not there to feel comfortable. It's there because it's part of your responsibility and part of your duty. Before we begin, I have some questions. Hack, you, remind me again. You seem to have an opinion when you arrested Lamalkin Farthing that we go easy on him. Why did you think he deserved mercy?
Well, I've been around these ways for a long time, and there's one thing I have as a takeaway from my time here, and that is that there is never enough human beings to be pushing dirt around. And the more you off people, the less labor you have at your fingertips. So it seemed to me that if you just threw him to the waste or killed him in some other fashion, you were losing two capable hands that could otherwise be helpful in this endeavor.
I seem to recall you believed it was because he acted in self-defense.
Well, there's a bit of that too, but that is purely circumstantial. Truly, my only hope is that we don't waste opportunities here on this giant glass-making ship of yours. And it seemed to me that his crime was one of not only self-defense, but a somewhat, pitiful moment that overtook him. And there's no reason to throw one laugh after another. So put him to work. Don't pay him. Make him atone for what he's done by moving your shit around.
And how about you, Al? Was that your appraisal as well?
No, I suggested he be thrown off the boat to fend for himself in the desert.
That is true.
And you, Romilda, what did you think we should do with him?
I only wanted glory.
Yes, well, glory doesn't serve as much of a punishment for people who commit crimes.
I turned him in. Doesn't matter what else happens to him. But if he was useful, like Hack said, why waste a useful person?
The reason I bring it up, the reason I ask, is because for some reason, the body of the engineer was sent to our medical bay. We figured we might have a reason of looking into it, and it seems our engineer was stabbed repeatedly in the back. Not exactly a self-defense wound.
Well, I, sir, am no forensic expert. You'd have to rely on your people to give you the best information, I suppose.
Did he tell you it was in self-defense?
He told me as much, but moreover, that it wasn't just self-defense. It was out of a strong need for sustenance. And he did what he had to do.
So, in his need for hunger and protecting himself, he stabbed an engineer 4 times in the back.
That is about the state of it, yes, sir.
Go ahead and roll a deception check.
Why is it working? That would be a 12. Not great.
Okay, hold on.
Although it didn't make noise for some reason. There it goes. 12.
Okay. You're new to this job. I don't expect you to step aboard and immediately be phenomenal. It's going to take a while to be molded into an instrument we can use effectively. I'm going to tell you that there are things about the story you've shared that Lamalkin confessed to that don't add up. I'm going to request that you reinvestigate. See if there's anything else you can turn up down there. And report back. However, Today is a busy day. It can wait until the evening. For now, we have other assignments. First thing I have for you, we need you to deal with the dipshit problem.
What problem is there with dipshit? He seems a noble fellow.
He's been complaining for weeks that he is overburdened in the kitchen. He's got too much to do, and, well, he's the only one there, so he claims it's not enough manpower. Ember has ignored this request for a time. He felt it only fair to appropriately punish the little gnome for some slight errors in judgment he's presented. But it's starting to affect the morale of others, and we need to correct whatever problem he's having. We now have the manpower to do it, so I'm sending the three of you to find out what exactly it is that he's complaining about.
Seems like a bit of a menial task for your guard to do.
Good, you're the menial guard. Sounds like exactly what we should be having you do.
All right. It's y'all's party here. We'll do what you say.
I don't expect this is going to take you very long. Look into whatever his problem is, see what you can do to alleviate the concerns of the people he's been trying to hire, and then prepare yourself. This afternoon, probably around midday, we should be setting up a meeting. I'm going to need you all present for that meeting. You'll know when it's time. We're going to go on lockdown, and I'll want you to report to the top deck at that time.
Lockdown sounds serious. Anything we should know before we come, and should there be anything we should do to prepare?
Just be on the top deck after the lockdown. You being guards, you'll be free to move. Head up top. You'll see. I'll wait for you there and give you further instruction.
All right. Al, Formaldehyde, you all got any qualms with our orders?
Why would we? Mission is underway.
Good. Dismissed.
All right, we'll get out of there.
All right. You leave the meeting room. Door closes behind you. How would you like to proceed?
I guess we need to find dipshit, right?
Yeah, head to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way back down the hall again, almost to the end of the hall, and this time you enter into the cafeteria area. It's definitely much like you saw it the previous day, although much busier. It's now actually breakfast time, so there is a large number of people, both in line to get food and filling up the various tables in there. And you can see, more accurately, you can hear frantic scurrying around behind the wall as food orders get put up on the wall and people shift down, and then more clanging and banging and yelling as you enter.
Can we see him from where we enter?
No, he doesn't. He's back behind the kitchen area. He's actually not tall enough to be seen. So, you know he's back there. You can see food occasionally get placed up on the shelf, just like it was yesterday. But you don't see any sign of him at this moment.
All right. I will approach the bar and ask the barkeep if he can tell me where dipshit is.
Okay, there is a line. Are you cutting around it, or are you getting in line?
How big of a line?
There's about 6 or 7 people in line.
I'm gonna hold my sash out with a thumb and go, "Excuse me, official business." And I'll push to the front and say, "Pardon me, sorry, only take a moment." And I'll turn around and say, "Excuse me, barkeep." Get his attention.
Yes. Hi.
Oh, is that dipshit?
Yeah, it's Dipshit.
Dipshit, just the man we were looking for.
Looking up, yelling at you from behind the counter.
Might we have a minute of your time? I see you're pretty busy here, but we have something big we need to talk to you about.
I mean, it's breakfast time. It's really busy right now, and it's
This is official business, Dipshit.
We're here to aid you in breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, there's aprons in the corner, and you can go ahead and put those on, and basically right now we're just offering the same stew as yesterday because that's all I've really had time to do. So they come up, you give them a bowl, you get them some water, you hand it to them, off they go. If one of you really wants, you can go around and anybody who's left their plates and cups out, bring those back. Maybe one of you could we might be able to wash these things.
Actually, Dipshit, we're here for a different reason. We're not here to help.
I will engage in collection.
Okay, you know what? Al is going to do that.
Romilda's gonna start washing dishes. I will wash these the best they've ever been.
Now,
great. We've never had that before.
While they're doing that, I need your ear. Can we pull aside someplace and just have a quick conversation?
Sorry, you're gonna need to be taking orders or doing something else with your friends. And he goes, next. The next person walks up and stands next to you. He goes, just the same thing today. Sorry. And he puts up a bowl of stew. And you want water? The person nods. Okay. And he runs back, fills up a glass, puts that up.
I'm marching about the dining hall saying,
collecting cups and plates. Collecting cups and plates. Collecting cups and plates.
All right, you see a great deal of success with this method. You can see people are in a habit of getting up and just walking out and hearing your recorded message stop, look down at their plate, look at you, and then slowly gather their items and bring it over to you and hand it over.
I am gonna turn around, my back off to the side so the patrons can continue to come up in their line. I'm gonna just turn around, fold my arms, and kind of just lean back on the counter and watch all this happen. I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay.
Everything big's being done, so I'm just gonna wait till everything's cleared up and we can talk to them.
All right. So you all busy yourselves, except for Hack, who is only busy leaning and looking intimidating and annoyed. As you continue to see this same cycle. People come up, they get their food and drink, they go off to a table, Al's collecting plates and cups, takes them back every now and then, and Romilda is giving them the first washing that these have had for at least some time. And Romilda, you do notice, because it would be a thing of note and interest, back there is a sink, and when you turn the handle, water does flow. Not something you're used to, having been in the wastes all this time, but does seem to have flowing water. And a wire scrubbing brush.
She scrubs the hell out of him.
All right, go ahead and roll a... Let's just do... All right, are you scrubbing aggressively or deftly?
Aggressively.
Okay, roll a strength check. Just straight up.
An 18.
Okay. You give him the scrubbing of a lifetime. You have conquered the dirt. You've conquered the grime. Yes, some of these implements now have new chips and cracks in them, but you know what? That's just a testament to the might with which you brought forth your cleaning prowess.
I swore I would clean these.
And
clean they
are. So, having conquered the plates, you do notice slowly more and more people are leaving, less and less are coming in, and eventually we do reach a point where it has quieted down. There's a couple people still lingering, but in general, breakfast has been had by most, And it has quieted down. Wow. Oh man, I really missed having other people here. Wow, that was really great of them to send you guys to help me get through breakfast. Can I expect you for lunch?
Probably not. We got a meeting we have to be at lunch, and part of that meeting is reporting back on a conversation we need to be having with you. So, we need to do that now. Do you have a moment?
Oh, yeah, I thought you were here to help.
We did and have been, and now your turn to help us. So, can we go somewhere? In the back, maybe. Just need to have a conversation.
Sure. Come on back.
All right, we'll go around the back.
All right, you make your way into the kitchen. Looks better than it did. Romilda, when you first got back here, you saw the sight of what would be one gnome trying to keep up with a kitchen that's serving hundreds and hundreds of people. It was bad. It still is bad, but it's better. So he leans back against the table, whole stack of plates and implements sway. Okay, I've got a little bit of time before I start having to prep lunch. What can I do for you?
All right, DM check. Are we remind me what we're supposed to be getting out of him?
So Lotho told you he had been putting in requests to the guard that had been ignored, and he wanted you to go and assist him with his requests.
All right. All right, I'll inform him of that in so many words, and tell him we've been tasked with finding out what your needs are and to make sure those needs are being met.
Oh, you're here to help with the official requests I've been sending in to the guard and Ember. Yeah, they haven't exactly been quick on getting back to me, but okay. Well, here's the thing. I've been trying to get a staff to help me like you all just did, and it's really hard to keep employees when most of them refuse to go into the larder. So I could use a little aid.
Pardon my ignorance, but what the hell is a larder?
That's just where we keep food, and that's where we have our big fridge, and basically we keep a lot of the stuff in there for cooking. And, well, a lot of folks think it's haunted, or that there's a creature in there, or they're overlooking it just because somebody died going in once. That's why we've been doing stew so much. Don't need to go in there for the materials for my stew. I'm a little afraid to go in there anyway, but my job comes first, and I'm not going to let that get in the way. So having a big, strong guard like you go in there and check it out, you could probably help.
Where is this larder? Is it back here?
Yeah, it's right back through there, down the hall.
How much time do we have enough time if we went in there and...
Yeah, it's probably about 9 o'clock. You probably helped for an hour or so. Maybe a little later than that.
How about this? What if I pop in there right now, see if there's anything you need, or sorry, not anything you need, anything that's trouble, jumps out right away, take care of it, try to see if the coast is clear or not for you and your larder needs.
Sure, could be anything. I mean, I don't know what happened. Nobody really knows. Lance went in there, and like I said, he did die, but, could have been dune rats for all I know. Maybe he fell on a knife 3 times.
I'd like to do a... am I just outside of it? Like a door or something?
No, it's across the room. And it's a kind of nondescript door in the back of the kitchen. He said it was through a hallway beyond that.
Let's go. I want to sneak over there just to be kind of close to it. And then, well, it doesn't really matter. I can do it from here because it's 6 miles on the range. I'd like to do a primeval awareness check.
Okay. What remind me what primeval awareness.
All right, as an action, it's an action, so I have to use a spell slot for this, but I expend 1 ranger spell slot, 1 minute per level. I'll probably just do level 1, so that makes sense. Anyway, to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of me, or up to 6 miles. Oh, yeah, sorry. 1 mile if I do it at level 1. If I'm on favored terrain, it can be up to 6. I gotta remember what my favorite terrain is.
I think
dark
you have
spaces.
it as the Underdark.
Or the Underdark, right. None of this counts as that, does it? Where we are.
No.
All right. Well, I'm okay with a mile. Features not reveal the creature's location or number. So there could be multiples, there could be one. I wouldn't know, but I just get to be able to tell if any of that stuff is within a mile of me.
Okay. You get down and you listen. You basically begin to go through all your tuned hunter senses. You listen carefully. You can hear the clanging outside in the cafeteria still from people eating. You can hear dripping from plates still in the kitchen. Don't hear anything there.
Okay.
You look around, nothing overtly going on. You sniff the air, and there's a faint, very, very faint sulfuric smell that you just catch briefly. And it doesn't register fully as this type of creature, but it's eerily reminiscent to a fiend. It has a smell that you would associate with it. Again, faint. You've detected it before, and it was different, but you do sense a slight whiff of it.
Okay, and I know it's a fiend.
Yeah, almost in the same way, because you use this on Ember as well, and you got the slightest hint of an elemental connection to him. Same way with this. It's almost as if whatever you're detecting is primarily one thing, but there's a hint of something else on top of it.
All right. And directionally, toward the larder? Not some other direction?
Does not tell you a direction.
Okay.
Won't reveal the location of anything.
All right.
Just that you sense it.
All right. Al, Broomhilda, we got something. There's a fiend around here. I can't tell you where or what or who. But be on.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, that's incredible. Well, frankly...
And Al's printer starts going out of his toolbox there, and he rips it across the top,
Fiend in the larder!
slams down the piece of paper.
Dipshit, sign for the quest.
What? What am I signing?
This is a formal request for the removal of a fiend in the larder.
Is there a fiend in there?
We have a hunch. But no matter what's in there, this here contract will work for whatever we end up finding in there. So don't worry your little head. We end up finding
wait a minute.
a
What
dragon.
do I have to give you if you do it?
Not a damn thing. We work for the governance of this here ship.
Oh, okay. And then he happily signs it.
Roll it up, shove it in the toolbox.
All right. Y'all want to go in?
Well, who's gonna be the fiend bait?
Ha ha! And then Romilda starts running in there with her Morning Star lifted and her shield up.
Is that
All
it?
right.
There we go.
That answers your question. Let's do it.
Romilda kicks open the door. It leads to this dark hallway. She goes charging down, and as you run down this hallway, you come across a large wooden door. It's thick. It looks old. It looks like it belongs from a time long forgotten. Some ancient relic they fished up and are now using for a door. And it does say on it, Larder. And you immediately grab the handle, you throw it open, you go charging in there, and you're in a kind of a rectangular room, and kind of a general layout. Lots of pantries and shelves lining all along the wall. There are 2 large metal doors that you assume is this fridge that he talked about. There's a long prep table right in the middle of the room. It's quiet. There's one little light blinking, casting light in this room fairly inconsistently. Floor's wet. Something spilled.
So it's
out.
like a rectangle shaped room with multiple doors all around.
There's multiple pantry doors. The only doors that actually look to lead in is the one you came through. But everything around the room is basically like drawers or cabinets or just general shelving, and it goes the full length, again with a little thin prep table right in the middle. Floor all seems to be metal, and it all leads down to a big grate in the middle of the floor.
Okay. I would like to pop open my right leg on a panel and pull out a small tripod with a metallic cannon on top. This is my Eldritch cannon, and I set it up in the middle of the room, closer to the exit, and it is basically a arcane auto turret.
Okay.
And it'll shoot forced ballistas, which are basically like powerful puffs of air, and lasts for 1 hour.
Great.
That's cool.
All right, so you see Al go running in there, and this little cannon sets up. Does it do the thing where it swivels back and forth?
Oh, yeah, beep, beep, beep.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Begins scanning the room. Romilda's standing in the middle, kind of right by the table. There's not a lot of space in here. It's maybe about 15 by 20 feet, if that.
Come face us, you freak! And then she'll bang the Morning Star against her shield. Oh! Oh! Oh!
A little late.
Yep, there you go.
There it is.
It falls quiet. You just hear a sound of a drip, little ripples in the water over by the fridge. Otherwise,
All right.
nothing but the motorized sound of the turret.
Door by door, I guess.
Door by door. And Romilda goes to the first door on the left.
All right, so you immediately hang a hard left. You're looking at basically cupboards and pantries and shelves, and you're going to just start throwing open doors.
Yep.
Okay, great. Go ahead and make a perception check. Actually, you know what? Everybody roll a perception check.
Oh boy.
I'm assuming you're all going to assist, or are you just standing by the door?
Oh, I'll definitely assist.
A 1, but not natural. It was a 2, but I have a -1 to perception.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta add my modifier. Okay.
18.
Oh, oof. 11.
Okay, so Romilda is going along the left side of the room, and basically along the right side, it's pretty much, various of the same all around. The fridge doors that you see are on the left side wall, kind of right in the middle. Other than that, it's pretty much the same look around the room. Romilda's making her way around the left. Is anybody searching some other way?
I'd be following her.
I'd do the same. I don't want to split up.
All right, so you're all going around the corner and making your way, and you're finding just various food, ingredients, bits of food, some of it good, some of it bad, and making your way around. You finally come to the fridge doors. Are you going to open them or leave them closed?
I'd like to put my ear down to it and say, hold on a minute, and just see if I can hear anything inside moving or making any kind of noise.
Romilda's frozen with her Morningstar up in the air as she was ready to bash the handle.
Okay, so Romilda, you're standing in front of the fridge. Hack, you're going up and leaning against the door to listen against it.
Yeah, I'm going to listen against it.
Okay, and Al, where are you?
I'm back with my cannon going beep, beep, beep.
Okay, you're still just sitting back by the cannon. All right, you put your ear up to the door. To do that, you do have to step directly in front of it.
Okay.
And you put your foot down. You hear a blip as you step in the water in front of the fridge. Put your ear against it. And I need Hack Loman to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Boo! I mean, okay. Okay. This is going to be bad. All right, here we go. 17. It's not bad.
Okay, you put your ear up and you hear sloshing. And at first you think, well, what's in there that's sloshing around? And the movement just catches your eye as the puddle you're standing in starts to rise up to grab you. And you leap back just in time as this liquidy mass rises up to be the full size of you and tries to grab onto you. And you take a step back away from it just as it tries to snag you. And it begins to take on... First, it looked like water while it was laying flat, but now it's taken on a thicker, more gelatinous type look to it. And it's got kind of a reddish tint with a bunch of detritus floating around inside of it, some of which looks like little pieces of fruit.
Okay. It's like fruit jello, kind of.
I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, jeez Louises. I rolled really well on initiative, -1.
Okay.
Isn't that great? All right.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So
4.
7. 7 total.
Kyle, what'd you get?
7 as well.
Okay. What's your dexterity modifiers between... Wait, who else got 7?
I had 7.
Okay.
My dexterity's
So-
+4.
Both of the... Oh, Hack has slightly higher dexterity. Hack, you can go first.
Okay.
So, let's see here. So, the Devilish Jello is going to go first. Followed by Hack Loman.
Is that called... Is it called the Devilish Jello?
That's what I'm calling it, yeah. Followed by...
My grandma used to make that.
Al, and Romilda. All right, so this creature rises up in front of you, and it immediately, its little ooze comes out and elongates and tries to slam into your head, Hack. And it is going to miss. And it actually hits, you lean back, and it hits right where a counter piece would be, and it starts to knock powder and junk on top of itself, and you see it kind of recoil and look at the gunk that it has acquired inside its being. Just flavor for it. It rolled a 1. It's not gonna get you. All right, Hack, you're up.
All right. I will... I will pull out... I'm in melee range of this thing?
Yes,
Okay.
it's right in front of you.
Right in front of me. I'm going to pull out my 2 swords that I have. They're swords in D&D Beyond, but they're like machetes, just for flavor reasons.
Sure.
Just nasty, rusty, shitty machetes, but deadly in the right hands. Anyway, I whip those out, and I go to attack with my first swing, which will be... I gotta roll for hit. Hold on. Oh, too many tabs. Too many tabs. Okay, there we go. Ugh, 8?
Nope, not gonna do it.
Frick. All right, my second roll then. A 10?
Not gonna do it.
Ah, frick. All right,
So
I double whiff.
it strikes out at you. You kind of and you swing in reaction to it, missing both. Maybe not your best swing. Anything else you want to do, or
not much? I mean, I'll take an attack if I try to leave. So I will hold my ground. Oh wait, I have a feature. Hold on. Where is it? There we go. Skills, proceed, choice, and let's go. No, never mind. Additional attack feature. Colossus Slayer. Once per turn, you roll the head creature with a weapon attack. Creature takes.
I mean, you've used your action and your bonus.
Yeah,
so...
I'd still have to hit one of those to have this other thing matter. So no, I can't do anything. I'm good.
Okay.
I'll hold still.
All right, that brings us to you, Al. Your turn.
All right, I will use my bonus action to fire my Eldritch Force Cannon.
All right, go ahead and roll for that attack.
Cool. Looks like I just roll normally. Wait, that's the flamethrower. Okay. All right, never mind. Oh, I got a 1. Okay.
All right, it fires. You rolled a natural 1.
Natural 1.
Okay, it fires and the tripod tips and the cannon is now laying down on its back looking up at the ceiling. You will have to use a bonus action to right it next. To right it would just be a free action, but you'll need to right it next turn.
Cool. It can move, so it'll climb its way up next turn.
Okay, all right.
It's able to crawl on its little tripod legs. All right, so that was a miss. I will use a nearby hard fruit item, like an apple.
All right.
And using a nearby wooden spoon and the spell Catapult, I construct a rudimentary device that launches the apple with great force.
Okay, launch that apple.
All right, it's a catapult spell, 13 dexterity save for you.
Ooh, okay. So is this thing's dex? Oh, it doesn't matter. That's a natural 1.
Alright.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage. That's a full-on hit.
Sweet. 3d8 for that one. 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning damage. I'm sorry, you said 13 or 14? I already forgot.
14.
Okay. All right, you launch an apple at it, and it's busy dealing with hack and kind of reacting to its own absorption of this materials that hit it. And all of a sudden, an apple just careens into the top of this thing, and you just see it dissipate, and goop goes everywhere, and just explodes in this big kind of gelatinous burst. And the apple hits the fridge and explodes behind it. Little bits and pieces rain down into the body and get pulled in. And it twitches and wiggles and takes a minute before it reshapes, but you notice that a bunch of the mass has fallen and it has taken significant damage from that. That's going to bring us to Romilda.
Ha ha, you formless fool! And then she will cast Guiding Bolt at it.
All right, go ahead and roll your attack on that.
A 7.
That is not gonna do it. That's a no. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Damn fiend! And then she'll shift into a space next to it so she can be closer. And then she'll get ready for when it tries to attack. Trying to make noise and draw the attacks to her.
Okay. All right, that's going to bring us back to its turn, and it is going to once again lash out at Hack, who's directly in front of it and is still engaged with it.
Cool. I will
And-
use my reaction protection, and it's going to have disadvantage on this attack roll.
Okay. Unfortunately, there's no attack roll because Hack needs to roll a dex save as it tries to wrap itself around his body again.
Okay. A 23. Almost a nat 20.
Man, it launches out at you again, and you jump back out of the way, and its writhing little body swirls around you, but doesn't find any purchase, and it is going to in this moment, you see it all of a sudden as it tries to lash out at you and fails to do so. You see it condense and start to slither away towards the middle of the room. Hack, you have an opportunity attack if you would like to use it.
Yeah, we sure do. I will use... Okay, I got a question because I've never done this before with any classes I've ever messed around with before.
Sure.
Does that opportunity attack afford me any of my normal attacks? Because because I dual wield, I can do 2 attacks normally. Can I do that on a reaction like this?
No, this only allows you to take the attack action, which is your single strike at it with a weapon.
Okay. Let me think for a minute then. If I want to do something else, I probably don't.
So you could do 1 regular machete swing at it in time.
All right. Here comes. We're doing that.
Okay.
18 to hit.
That hits. Roll your damage.
All right. Can do. That's going to be 1d6 plus 2. There we go. 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay, 4 points of slashing damage. Oh boy, you rolled low, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Very low.
All right. So as it curls to try and get away from you, you slice and you cut a big chunk of this off, and it goes spiraling through the air. And same thing, it hits the ground and kind of just liquefies. And the creature scoots its way down towards that vent to disappear down into it. It has enough room to do so, and you see it vanish down into this little vent in the ground and disappear.
Gone for good? Like,
It's gone.
wow. Okay.
Is it a cold vent or a vent as part of the ship, or?
It looks like it's a drain. It looks like in this room, if they were ever doing anything with liquids or spills, anything liquid or wet on the ground, they could always scoot it or, spray water down to that as sort of a drain for anything that's in the room. It's small. It's about, that big, with just little lines in it, and it has descended down there. For these purposes, we are out of combat now at this point.
Dipshit!
Yes?
Dipshit, come here!
Did you find it?
Come here!
I heard shooting. Is it gone?
For now.
All right, and you hear a figure coming down the hall. He peeks in. Hi.
Dipshit, where does this drain go?
I don't know. Probably down into the sewage system. I don't know, wherever all the junk goes. It's a drain.
We
Like
were
you
half
think.
victorious this day. Old Jello you forgot to throw away grew life, and it vanished down this pipe. We have freed your larder, but it may return.
Oh, it was the Jello?
What do you mean it was the Jello?
Well, see, that's the thing I got in trouble for doing. Normally, Ember only likes us using materials that he provides for the kitchen, but one day when we were, you know, out and about, I was at the market and somebody sold me this. They said that I could use this thing called gelatin. I could make an amazing dessert. They told me the recipe. They told me everything I needed. They gave me all the materials, and I thought it'd be a neat treat for everyone on board. And Ember was really upset with me for buying something that I didn't need, and he was not pleased that I brought it on board. So it's probably, I'd really appreciate it if you didn't tell Ember that it was the Jello that did this.
Well, what would you prefer we tell him? Because we got to tell him something.
Rats
We
in the
have-
larder?
Wait, this could be the solution to our problems.
Explain.
Dipshit.
Explain.
When you made the Jello, did you perform any sort of arcane ritual?
No, it was pretty easy. I just had a bowl and I put in this goop and then I put in this water and then I mixed it all up and then I put in sugar and then there was this other little red powder and I poured that in and then I mixed it all up and I put it in the fridge.
I propose that our sentient Jello becomes your employee. We capture it, make it friendly, maybe even make more of it, and it can help you in the kitchen.
I don't know. It killed somebody, so that's primarily my main concern.
Who did it kill?
Luke?
Who?
For what I said his name was.
Yes, apparently it stabbed him 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hell.
Stabbed with Jello?
Anyway, I mean, it's down in the drain. That's where I put stuff I don't want to come back.
No, we have a mystery here. Our assailant, our gelatinous accuser, is not capable of stabbing
How do you know that?
because it tried to slap us.
It could have held a knife at some point. I'm just saying.
Then it can use tools, then it can learn to cook.
You have a point, robot.
I guess the big question is just, is it going to come back? Because if I can tell people it won't come back, I can get some people in the kitchen.
Oh, it'll come back. It lives in your piping.
What if we covered the pipe up?
Well, then it would assault the engineers who deal with the piping.
Last thing we need is more assaulted engineers. Trust me on this one, dipshit.
Yeah, but won't it just get dumped out the side with the rest of the waste?
Is that how it works?
I think so. They
You
always
leave
say,
trails
flush
of-
it out the side, they
Trails
say.
of glass and waste across the desert, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. How do we access where this pipe goes to?
I don't know. I guess you could go down in engineering and try and figure out where the pipes all lead.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm not sure we can afford to do that. Not on time.
Let me see. I'm checking if my cannon can exist outside of range. It needs to be created within 5 feet of me, but doesn't have to stay there.
Can follow you or something cool like that.
Yeah, it can follow me, but I'm seeing if I could set it up here to guard the larder if it comes back, but we could go check out the lower area.
I feel dumb. I've never heard the term larder before.
Oh, it's Diablo. You fought the big the dude with the stomach. Boss was in a larder.
Oh, all right. Was he?
Yeah, he was Lord of the Larder or something like that.
I've killed him a million times.
I think I've got a pretty good solution. And Dipshit runs over and he climbs up. He starts pulling out drawers that he can step on to get to the higher level. And he pulls out a big metal bowl, and he walks over, he grabs something off another shelf, and he goes over and he puts the bowl over the drain upside down, and then he puts a big, thick cookbook on top of the bowl.
Whoa. Why don't you explain what you're doing here?
Problem solved.
Does
I don't know. I don't know if that's going to hold shit.
I mean, you said it was just Jell-O, right? How tough can it be?
Well, it
it's capable of stabbing?
slapping and stabbing. All right. I mean, it makes no difference to me. We just have to report back. Did we take care of this problem or didn't we? And if you say we did, then we tell the boss we did. Then that means the boss thinks you said it's good, and that means if it ain't good, you're paying for it next time, not us.
I mean, it seems fine. We've been in here for a while and haven't been attacked. We'll get some more people in here. It'll be fine.
I think I finally I've come to an understanding, dipshit. I understand why you have the name you have.
Oh, that's actually also related to the Jell-O. See, when I did this and I brought it on board and Ember was so mad, he said that I was going to be called Dipshit from now on. And turns out the name stuck pretty well.
Yeah. Well, it feels deserved. No offense. Well, all right. If he feels that's enough, then that's fine with me. Again, it's on you if the boss comes a-calling wondering what the hell happened down here or if there's something else goes bad.
This is unacceptable.
If Noble Dipshit is happy we have completed our quest, he will sing our praises.
You all insane? That thing is still alive. It will come back.
It was injured right good.
I mean, she's right, but and he's right. Everybody's right here. But dipshit calls the rules. I mean, what else are we going to do? It's a man in his own kitchen with his own plan. If he wants to incur the wrath of the boss if things go south, well, then that's on him. We came in here, we killed whatever we thought we saw, or we banished it, and we're done. What else needs doing, Al?
What say you do, robot?
Also, I accept that all Flynn chatter is my small robot talking to itself as it tries to stand up.
Nice.
Hack,
Sir,
can I talk to you for a moment?
of course.
Step this way, please.
All right. I'll follow him off to wherever he's going.
Hack, this would make 2 quests on board here that are left half done.
What's the first one? What's that one you mean?
The first I could even consider a third done. There are 2 more people on board.
Well, oh, yeah, good point. I'm just saying I don't know if we need to. We have 2 choices. We either upset this creature and bring it back to the surface, or we leave and say we took care of it and let what's done be done and let them deal with it another day.
That's half-assed. I will never get access to the engine room here as a guard unless we complete some quests.
I agree with you. There is the stink of half-assery on this. However, what are our options?
Well, we can blow the pipes. We can find out where they lead.
Blow the pipes? You mean like blow them up? Like, what do you mean by blow the pipes?
And I'll pull out my grenade I used in the arena combat.
Oh, shit. All right. You know what? I will defer to your wisdom. And we'll yeah, you got wisdom, plus you got machine wisdom, and I'll buy into it. I suppose this is better than leaving things undone, but dipshit ain't gonna be happy.
Okay.
Are we agreed? Are we doing it? We blowing it up?
Hang on.
All right, I'll walk back past Dipshit to his rudimentary blockage, I will collapse the legs, bend down, and remove the bowl and the book.
Okay.
I will then, just for stats' sake, I have to cancel the printed map I've made of this place
Okay.
in order to create a new object. And I will pull out a small speaker disc that I will imbue with a no longer than 6-second recorded message. And it just goes beep, beep, beep. And I will slide it down the hole and, listen to see how deep it goes.
Okay. So go ahead and make a perception check. Go ahead and make it with advantage.
Ooh, well, it's 18 in the first place.
You've got a very specific goal, so you're
22
prepared for this. Okay, 22. All right, you set it down, and you hear beep, 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 until it disappears.
Okay. So we know this goes pretty deep then. All right. I only know Scott's name for her now. Crap.
I know.
It's
Romilda?
Romilda.
Romilda.
Romilda, I
Yes.
need you to open the other rooms and see if it's in there before we begin our investigation of the pipes.
Yes! And she'll go to the fridge where the thing showed up and she'll just start throwing doors open.
All right, you start throwing doors open. Are you just throwing them open, or are you actually actively searching or doing any sort of looking, or just opening the various cabinets and whatnot?
Just opening the doors.
All right, so you run around, you're just opening doors like crazy. You're exposing food and all manner of objects. You get to the fridge, you open that, a ungodly smell comes out of it, but you just keep going. You go around, and it doesn't take long. You've got everything opened up. Dipshit looks at you. What are you doing?
We're making sure the gelatin is in the pipes at the current moment.
Oh. Okay. I mean, you could always do this. And he reaches over and he grabs a little hose and he starts spraying water at the drain. Just flush it down.
Oh, I don't know. The water's going to do it. And I grab the hose out of his hand and kink it off. Let the man or machine or whatever he is do his job here. Hold still, dipshit. Don't do
I'm just
anything.
saying, flush it through the system. Push it out.
That's kind of where we'll get, but we're doing it our way. So back up. We got this. And I'll hold that kinked hose in my hand.
You don't have to kink it. It's got a little nozzle at the end that when you
right.
push it, it sprays water.
Well, then I'll turn around to him and go, back up, and squish a little on him.
Eh.
Yeah, back up. Stay right there.
Have we opened all the doors?
Yep, everything's all opened up.
Okay. And no sign of the beast?
Nothing.
Okay.
So we've confirmed it's not in here. Now we go to the collection area and check for it there. Dipshit,
Yes?
where does this water go before it is ejected from the vessel?
I mean, I would assume engineering, but I don't know. I've never been down there. Things just sort of work.
Alright. I will head to engineering and see if I can find the beast. I will use my sonic grenade to scare it back up here where the two of you will slay it for good. Acceptable?
I need to start making lunch. Can I get going on that, or?
Yes, you're fine. You're excused.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah. Just leave it to us. Don't worry about it. We got it.
He goes running off.
All right. Engineering. Friends, I will see you soon.
All right.
All right.
Head out.
All right. You make your way very quickly out through the kitchen, through the cafeteria, down the hall, to the stairwell, down the flights of stairs, all the way bottom, down to engineering. You make your way into engineering. Now, you know, based on relative geography of where the kitchen is, that to be directly underneath it, you would have to go to the far end of engineering, far back left side of engineering is where it would be. That doesn't mean that is where you would have to head, but I'm just giving that as a point of reference.
Sure. I will head there, but I would also like to ask an engineer along the way who might be more informed than Dipshit. where the refrigeration water would end up.
Ugh.
Okay. So you see various engineers all over the place. Is there anyone in particular you want to grab, or just first one you see that's on the way?
Ideally one with some sort of, foreman-y look to him, not just a guy with a wrench or that sort of thing.
Okay. You find one along the way, and he turns around. Yeah. What's up?
Guard. There is I'm the guard. Excuse me. I'm a guard.
Engineer.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is a gelatin fiend running loose in the kitchen. It has escaped into the piping, and I am here to scare it back up.
Oh. All right. Great.
Where would I find the piping that leads from the kitchen?
Well, all the piping runs all down through the side and along here. You can see all the various pipes. Most of them just all funnel down to various vents either below the ship or out the side. If you're looking for one from the kitchen, it'd probably be over by where the kitchen is.
Could you show me?
Sure. Starts walking you back that way. Takes you a little bit. You have to go across basically the full length of the segment. And you actually get to the split junction where you had gone previously to find the stowaways. Except instead of going right, which is what you did previously, this time you are actually going left and making your way that way. And he's looking up. He goes, probably be somewhere around here.
Very good, thank you.
That was Kyle's voice.
Yeah, anything...
Excuse me.
anything...
There, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Sounds better, sort of. And, you need anything else? I never seen a devil gelatin before.
Oh, well, you're welcome to stick around and see one.
Is it dangerous?
Yes. It stabbed
No.
a man 3 times in the back named Luke or something else.
Nope, doesn't sound good. Gonna sit this one out. And he turns around and walks away.
All right, I will pull out my ear listening device and hold it up on its cord to the various pipings here and see if I can find my beeping machine.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
$19.
Okay. You hold it up to various vents and tubing that run along the ceiling, and they make their way down to a bunch of different places. Some go across the top and into large vats. Others seem to go right down out the side. There's a lot of tubes and tunnels. And as you're pressing it, you hear mostly just running water, sloshing sounds, just various, you hear some energy hums in some of them. And as you make your way listening. You're not picking up any beeping, but when you do get to one of the vats, you hear a very faint boop, boop. It's very quiet.
Okay. Is there any way to seal the vat, the exit that this vat would then empty into on its way out of the machine?
There is a valve that can be opened on the side, but it's almost like just a spigot. It's small. So you could open that, but nothing, you don't see any way to get into it or divert it or cut it off. It all seems pretty sealed up.
Okay, so there's no way to stop it from running a different direction if I were to drop something in this vat?
No.
Hmm.
Go ahead and make a intelligence check for me.
It's a 10.
Okay, so you are really good with mechanical things. You understand the mechanical construction of things, but this is plumbing, and it's slightly different and not quite as familiar to you. And as a result, you're not 100% sure how it works, but you get the sense, based on the way everything moves and flows, that pressure and gravity seem to be the key features and aspects of this, and that there isn't really much of a way to redirect that energy. It seems to be a very enclosed system designed to forcibly push everything out as far as the pipes and whatnot that you're looking at. In fact, the vat you're seeing seems to be almost sort of a runoff of some kind.
Okay. So that to me would basically say that this would be the creature's home where it would hang out when not stalking the larder. It did seem damaged, though, you said earlier. It wasn't doing hot. Is there a way to open the vat?
From what you can tell, no, but it is a fairly tall vat. It does have a ladder on the side that you could climb up. You have not investigated up near the top.
Okay, I will climb the ladder.
All right. You go up the side of the ladder, and you do see a covered up sliding door up near the top that looks like can be pulled open.
All right. Well, it is a sonic grenade, so it shouldn't wreck the place. So I'll get out my sonic grenade, my thunder wave, basically for an artificer.
Okay. Sure.
And I will have it in hand as I open the hatch.
All right. You gonna drop it in?
Oh, is it pretty peaceful in there? It's just, chilling?
Oh, okay. So you open it up. Nothing happens. It's dark. Do you have any sort of light source or anything to be able to see deep into it?
Am I within 5 feet of my beeping device?
Yeah, I'd say you're within 5 feet of it.
Okay, I can use my magical tinkering then to transfer the noise emission over to 5-foot light radius.
Okay. So when you opened it, you would have been able to hear it very, very faintly. And switching it over to a light, you actually find no light is being cast at the moment from it. You could hear it, again, extremely faint, but wherever it is not, light is not able to escape it.
Jello Fiend?
I will say into the vat.
No response.
This'll be fine.
And I'll drop my Thunderwave grenade in.
All right. You drop your Thunderwave grenade in. Let me look at the spell real quick here. Okay. Wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you, each creature in a 15-foot cube originating. Let's make a Constitution saving throw on a failed save.
This is,
Okay.
of course, in hopes that back in the kitchen, every single one of the vents shoots water up.
All right. You drop the grenade in. Are you covering the hatch, or are you keeping it open?
Yeah, I'd close the hatch.
Okay, you close the hatch, and you wait a second, and then you just hear boom, and you just see the entire containment thing expand in the middle, and black, thick, viscous liquid starts seeping out of the sides of it. You hear more thudding and pressure as pipes begin to expand, and you hear clanking as bolts are shot from the various pipes. More liquid pouring out of those. Steam is erupting from places. You hear engineers start yelling and frantic talk all over the place. And whatever you did has broken a lot of stuff.
Sure.
Meanwhile, back up in the larder, you all are standing there. It's been mostly quiet for some time. Every now and then, Dipshit will run in and grab something and then disappear again. Seems to be happy to have access to the larder again. And other than that, it's been mostly quiet. And then out of nowhere, you hear a boom, and then creaking, and then water and gunk and all sorts of nastiness begins to bubble up out of the drain. Nothing aggressive, however.
I'll just say, well, it appears our friend Al has struck some sort of gold where he is.
This is like the time my aunt Shortstack clogged the toilet at our family reunion.
It's a lot like that. The place begins to smell like shit.
Great.
I'm leaving this room. There's no glory to be had here.
Dipshit runs in. Oh God, what happened in here?
Your guess is as good as ours.
I can't serve food from here. He grabs the hose and starts spraying it, trying to get it to go back down the drain.
That ain't gonna work.
Ugh. Bleh. 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 He's continuing to spray it and gagging.
You might
This
want
is disgusting.
to close her down for the night. This is gonna be bad.
Ugh, you should have let me just use the bowl in the book. Ugh.
You shall have to take it up with the robot friend.
Yeah,
he leaves. He steps out of there. I can't right now.
You think this is
speak
bad?
wise.
Just imagine what it must be like down there for him.
All right. No reemergence of your devil jello at this time. And I think we're going to take a break to find out how this all resolves in just a couple minutes.
That sounds great. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more from There Will Be Dungeons. Don't go too far. Okay. Whoops. All right. We're back, everybody. Welcome back from the break. Time to continue on. All right, John. Last we left, everything looked like and smelled like shit.
Yeah, last we left off, you all had gone to the larder to see what was causing problems there, where you encountered a devilish jello that managed to escape. And in your effort to flush it out, Al dropped a sonic bomb inside a vat down in engineering, which seems to have ruptured quite a lot of pipes, caused a lot of backup, including what seems to be sewage now leaking into certain parts of the ship. And we open up now on Al. You are in the middle of engineering. It is now a swarm of activity. You hear pipes groaning, and you still hear bursting and creaking all throughout engineering, mixed in with the shouts. What would you like to do?
Is my light source any more visible than it was?
You pull back open the vat. I'm assuming you look back in there, and yeah, you see it down in there. It's shining light and projecting what seems to be this vat. Seems to be a collection place of some kind. You see that it's got a lot of sewage, a lot of raw materials, a lot of, there's a lot of gunk in there, which is probably what was covering the light source before. But it looks like the purpose of this is to capture thicker objects, things that are non-liquid in form, and divert them into this vat for some purpose. So that's what you see in there. You don't see any sign of the jello, though.
No sign of the jello. Okay, cool. Alright, I will, if it catches thicker things, is the grating, the catch still intact?
Whatever the grating is, it must happen somewhere before this. Like, it looks like whatever the thicker objects are gets diverted into this. So any sort of grating that this would have had to have passed through would have been prior to hitting this.
Okay, cool. So I could conclude then that the backup I caused would have forced the creature back towards the kitchen.
Right, or further along if it had passed successfully.
Right. But it did have bits of fruit of some size in it, so...
Right.
Cool. Alright. I will close up the vat and hurry back to the kitchens.
Alright, and as you all kind of make your way there, you've all kind of left the larder, you've backed up as sewage had backed up into there. You all hear suddenly a ringing throughout the entire ship, and a voice comes over the PA. Attention, citizens of the Dunebreaker. This is Guard Captain Lotho. We are entering a particularly dangerous and hostile part of the waste. Therefore, we are initiating a mandatory lockdown of the vessel. All non-essential crew, please report to your quarters until further notice. Guard Captain, please report to the upper deck. Or, I'm sorry, guard, please. No, he's the guard captain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's the guard captain.
I saw the look and I was like, what did I say weird? Oh, the weird thing. Got it. Guard, please report to the upper deck.
All right, y'all, we got to do an upper decker. That's our call. Let's get.
Best of luck, dipshit.
Yep. Good luck. I like the smell. And then we leave. Oh, we need Al. Al! He can't hear us.
He's not there. He's down in engineering. You guys are very far apart.
Oh, shit. All right, well, I'm going to assume he heard it too, and he'll know what to do. So we're going to go. I'm going to go. You going with me, Broomhilda?
We go to glory.
All right. Me and Kristen's character leave.
Al, are you going to make your way to the upper deck as well?
I'm heading to the kitchens first.
Okay. So you two will get to the upper deck first. So you're going to ascend the stairs up to the top. Top deck, much like how I described it, it's a large flat surface. The only real features on the top here is there's a slight wall that is on the very outside edge of the ship. On one side, there are 4 mounted, looks like Gatling guns posted across the edge of the ship. On the other side, there are 3. In the spot where the 4th would be, that's actually where the entrance to the stairwell is, as well as a tower that goes up to be something of a crow's nest, but it actually looks like almost like an airport tower, a small one, but where it goes up to kind of a round room that overlooks everything. And you get up to the top of the deck, and you see a couple other guards up there, as well as Guard Captain Lotho. Al, you are making your way up to the kitchen. And Lotho sees the two of you. Good, you're here. Where is the other one, the robot, Al?
He is on his way. The quest called him in a different direction.
Yeah, he ended up in engineering. He should have heard your... I assume you have speakers down there, right?
We've got time.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I will wait to see if he arrives soon. Al, you have made your way back up. You've made your way to the kitchen. The ship is currently deserted, seeming. Everybody has made their way to their quarters.
Got everyone but me. All right.
And I'll take out my gun and head into the
I mean,
larder.
you heard this announcement. You know where everybody is. It played through the entire ship.
I'm in the zone. I'm in the quest zone.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
head cautiously into the larder.
All right, you go in. Floor is...
John, go mute for everybody else or just me? Hold on.
An hour, probably.
You went mute for me.
Who did?
You did. Everyone did but me. I don't know why. I switched servers. I think we're okay now.
Oh,
Sorry.
for a long time or
No.
just for a second?
Just for about 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. All right. You said, has it been under an hour? Since when, I guess? Let me be
Since
clear.
I deployed the cannon.
Since you deployed the cannon, it's probably approaching, but yeah, it hasn't been an hour yet.
Okay, cool. So my cannon is still active for a short amount of time. I will use it. I will set it up, help it up by the door, and I will go fridge to fridge, room to room, looking for the creature.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
21.
All right, you begin searching. Are you just searching the larder, or are you going to search the entire kitchen proper?
Just the larder, where it's flooded.
Okay. You begin searching. All the cabinets are open, so it's actually, and even the fridge was left open, so it's not a hard search. You look around, you don't find anything. Listening carefully through your audio sensors, you just hear creaking and shifting and a slight oozing slush.
All right.
Quest incomplete.
And I'll put it back, load it behind me into the printer, and I'll print a big incomplete across the front of it, in big red letters, and it just looks awful, and I'm super disappointed. And I and pull it back up and roll it back up and shove it in my toolbox and give a heavy sigh and head up to the top.
All right, you come up along the top deck along with everybody else. Lotho sees you. Ah, finally. Were you not able to find the place?
Finding the place was no trouble. Your kitchen servant is under attack by a gelatin fiend, which continues to live within the piping.
Oh, this is the result of that thing he brought on board. Well, he certainly earned his name. Anyway, was it dealt with?
It is heavily injured. It retreated beyond my means. I attempted to flush it out.
Well, we'll keep a eye and ear out for it. I'll alert the rest of the guard. All right.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but once again, I must persist. It is living inside the pipes, and as I have no need to use the facilities, I recommend everybody use a bucket in case their undercarriages are under attack during their business.
It might be necessary anyway. As I was on my way up, we're hearing reports that everybody's plumbing is acting weird. Might have something to do with this creature. We'll look into it further.
Very good.
So he walks you all to the side and he says, all right. What you are about to see, consider to be confidential. The knowledge you're about to obtain is privileged knowledge of the guard. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Do we need a contract or anything? Because we got a printer man right over here. He can just...
There's no need for a contract.
All
If
right.
you fail to do so, we will throw you off the side of the boat, and you will be dead before you hit the ground.
All right. Honor system then. Got it.
Now, I'm going to go down below. We need you posted up here at the guns. Do not take any action unless someone specifically tells you to. No matter what you see, do not worry about it. Is that understood? He looks to each of you.
100%.
Unless I tell you to open fire, you do not do so.
Is there a chance we'll need to open fire?
Slim, but possible.
Well, so we can enter there armed and everything like that. You just don't want us to do anything unless we get word from you.
I don't want you entering anywhere. I want you on this deck, standing at these guns, not asking questions, and doing nothing unless told.
Understood.
Romilda looks like she's holding back, but she nods yes. She's clearly very excited to see these guns.
All right, you can see them. So he indicates to them, and they are the 3 mounted machine guns along the side of the vessel. And he indicates to them and says, I'll see you all shortly. And he turns around and heads back below deck. And you notice while you're standing up there that the ship slowly begins to slow. And that's what it does. And it finally eventually comes to a complete stop. And there is a loud hiss of steam, and the whole thing begins to tremble and shake and shudder a bit. And you hear the sound of rushing water, and smoke billows out the side as the whole vessel seems to just creak and settle a bit and comes to a complete stop. And then you watch as the segment next to yours, segment 2, you hear a loud screech of metal, and a long ramp descends out the side of it, and you see a vehicle pull out the side and drive out into the desert. You're surrounded by nothing at the moment. You're basically in the middle of nowhere, it seems. And drives out into the desert, this small little buggy, and it's pulling a cart. And it doesn't drive far. It's still within fairly close range. You wait. And everybody go ahead and make a perception check, assuming you're watching this. If you're not paying attention, let me know. And then you don't have to.
I'm totally watching this happen.
It's not. I rolled a 2, but with the -1, it's a 1. So
Okay.
Romilda's looking the opposite direction and at the guns.
12?
Okay.
21.
Okay. So, assuming in general that this is information that would be shared and obtained, you notice that the figures that are getting out of the vehicle is Guard Captain Lotho. You see Ember himself get out. You see him being flanked by Argyle and Gasper, his two half-orc bodyguards that seem to always be with him. And you see about 4 other guards, all wearing the sashes, flanking him as well. One of them you do recognize as Fox. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And then there's a sneeze from someone behind you, and then he runs away and says, "I'm not here." So you see this, and they're lined up on the sand. You see this large trailer that they've been carrying. It's got a tarp over it. One other figure you see you haven't ever met before, but it's a very tall, long, slender figure standing alongside them. And you wait. And after a moment, you see a cloud of dust on the horizon. And it begins to clear. And you begin to see dark spots within the dust as it moves closer. And then it becomes clearer. You can tell that there is a small fleet of vehicles approaching. About 6 or 7. And they get closer and closer and closer, and then eventually you can make them out, and there's no doubt it's a bunch of marauder vehicles. These are hacked together. These are vicious-looking vehicles designed to ambush and attack anybody they might come across in the wastes. They're loud, and smoke is billowing out of the back as they rumble across the dunes. Finally, as they get closer, they start to form a half circle around where your people are waiting, and they're pulling a large trailer as well. And they stop and get out, and you see what equates to about 15 bandits, marauders, get out. And you see one of them, this hulking behemoth-looking guy, got the full look going. He's got spikes sticking out of his armor in places. He's wearing a half mask that just kind of covers his jaw and the side of one side of his head. And he comes stomping over, and he goes walking right up to Ember. He's towering over the top of him. And you see Ember just hold up a hand. You see him extend it as well. Then you see the slender figure step in. And you're definitely too far away to hear. You're not going to be able to hear what they're saying. Unless you had some magical means to do so. But you see them begin to speak. And Al, this is of slight interest to you, because then you see the slender figure pull out a rectangular looking object that lights up, and it immediately reminds you of the very faceplate affixed to your robot. And then there's more conversing. You see one of the guards throw open the tarp of their vehicle, and you see pieces of metal, piping. You see boxes, crates full of various goods. You see what looks like jugs, clear jugs full of water, all lining it. You see the marauders come over and start unloading. Then you see Ember walk over. There's more exchanges. He starts handing pieces of paper out to them, and in return, they start handing pieces of paper to him. And the whole ordeal probably goes for about 45 minutes of this. Just watching this exchange slowly happen. And right now, then it starts to fall quiet. More talking, more interaction. You can see wild gesticulations, somebody clearly speaking very impassionedly. You see more pointing, more yelling. You see the slender figure come over with the pad again, tap it vigorously in front of Ember. Then they start moving some of the supplies they had given to the Marauders back over to their trailer. And go ahead and everybody give me another perception check.
19.
5. A 1 and a 4. Jeez Louise.
All right. Al, you notice the ground beneath you is starting to tremble a little. And you all hear as metal begins to creak. And finally, you see the Marauders begin to move back towards their vehicles, getting ready to depart. You see Ember loading everybody back up on the vehicle and start to pack up. And all of a sudden, you hear metal just snap and tear. And gigantic, translucent tendrils rise up around the side of the ship, containing, it seems like everything. You see bodies floating in it. You see pieces of debris and metal. You see glass all over the bottom of this as it rises from the side of the ship. The same gelatinous looking form as what was in the larder. But now it has picked up things that are even larger. And it rises above both sides of the ship and are now towering over you. And you can hear down below, even as far away as they are, you can hear yelling. Can't make it out, but you just hear and you see people pointing. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Damn.
8.
10.
19.
All right. And let's see. Let's roll for allies. They're going to be right in there. And let's roll for our creature, which is the unholy jello. Okay. All right.
Are each of its tendrils a separate entity or one giant entity?
Seems to be mostly one giant entity as this unholy jello rises up along both sides. So it's actually in front of you because you're all facing the western side of the ship, essentially. And you're all looking out that way. But it is on both sides, and it undulates and moves. It's sometimes one giant tendril on this side, sometimes it's two, and it's moving and writhing all around the ship. And this ship is massive, and you can feel it swaying as this thing seems to go completely under the ship itself as it rises up around both sides. And Al, you get to act first. You are standing in front of a minigun at the side of the ship. You have a massive unholy jello demon in front of you. What would you like to do?
Are we in initiative?
Yes, we are. You go first.
Okay. We were told not to touch the guns unless explicitly told, right?
Oh, glad you just said that, because
You were told that. Whether you do that is up to you or not.
Going first, does it seem like it's gaining momentum? Like it's gonna slam?
Yes. It has risen up above you. It is shaking the entire thing. It is undulating all around on both sides. It goes up, almost 100 feet above you on each side.
Okay.
When it's at its tallest, it also shrinks down and it's moving. You get the impression that a lot of the mass is actually under the ship right now.
Okay. Well, I will scream.
It's the gelatin!
It's the Jello pudding. John, can I ask real quick? Is this thing an actual D&D monster with the name Jello in it?
No.
Okay, good.
It is based on an actual D&D monster. Though.
All right.
I'm using its stats for it, so
All right.
I think you should put it in the Beyond, upload it,
Yep.
make a nice picture for it.
Yep, get it in there. Brand name, Jello.
All right, I would say Al is frozen. He is basically going to prepare an action to jump off the vehicle.
Okay.
Because I do have, artificer. We'll call it feather thrusters. Thrusters. Yeah, that's hard to say.
Okay, what's the condition that would get him to jump off the vehicle?
If the thing is going to slam. If the thing is, bringing down a mighty tendril on top of the...
Okay, just for clarity's sake, because I don't want to put you in a position you don't intend to be, is it only if the entire tendril is going to slam, or if you are being attacked in any way by a tendril?
Actually, yeah, let's say if the whole ship starts going down, fully getting sucked into the sands, I'm going to bail. But right now, by orders and by sheer overwhelming of the creature before us... Is Hack missing any hit points from the attack?
No.
Okay, cool.
I never got hurt.
Yeah, it rolled a bunch of natural ones, is what it did.
Yeah. We both missed a lot of everything in there.
Cool. Yeah, I will keep my reaction for if we need to bail the ship, but for now I'm observing this mighty creature.
Okay. That's going to bring us to Romilda. You have a giant undulating creature in front of you.
What a glorious day to see such a sight! And she'll just watch it proudly. Arms, hands on her hips, wide stance, just staring out the window.
There's no window. You are on top. You are on the very top deck. There's a small little wall that it doesn't afford much. It affords about half cover, about 3/4 cover for you, maybe less than that because you're a pretty tall halfling. But you are standing behind a minigun that's mounted on the side of the ship, behind that wall. Other than that, you're completely open air on all sides.
Awesome. Then the breeze blows through her legs.
Okay.
And she stands there watching it, waiting for the orders from Lotho.
Okay. At this point, you hear the eruption of gunfire from the ground down below as the marauders and the guards alike all begin to produce firearms. Those that don't have firearms are now currently charging it to attack this creature that has risen up. Both the marauders and the guards are both engaging in this. And we are to save time because it is a lot of creatures doing just a general success and damage situation here with them. Okay. So you see bullets start to shoot out, and you just see as it hits the side in places, and you notice as the bullets hit, you see a little smoking fizz, and you don't see a projectile inside anymore. You see it kind of fade into a gooey substance, but part of the creature does still seem to fall away and chip away from the bullets. So That brings us to Hack. You're
All right.
standing at a minigun on the side of the ship. You have a giant creature in front of you.
Where's Boss Man compared to me?
Boss Man is down on the ground. He's considerably far away. He went with the guard
Right. So
to the meeting.
So there's really no way for me to, in a turn, get confirmation from him that we can react.
You all realize that it would be pretty much impossible for him to tell you at this point. I mean, you could hear shouting, but it's so far away that it sounds distant. So you're not going to be able to send or receive clear instructions to one another unless he can make his way back on board the ship, which could take some time.
I'm just going to go, well, it's like growing up with that muty plant. And I'm just going to grab that minigun and take aim. I don't know if I can do anything with it other than equip it for my turn, but I'd love to fire it.
All right, you grab the minigun controls. Go ahead and first roll a attack. Just give me a d20 roll, no modifier.
Okay. 6.
It's a hit.
Oh.
This thing's incredibly big. It's incredibly easy to hit.
Okay.
So
Okay.
definitely don't assume you have missed on this.
All right.
All right, so the way the minigun works, I want you to roll 3d6 and tell me each of the numbers that it is.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
First one. Oh, whoops. I did all 3 at once. Hold on.
That's fine. Just read them off. But give me each one.
Okay. Sorry, this doesn't give it to me the way I need it. There it is. 6, 1, and 5.
Okay. Okay. As you fire the minigun, you begin to see steam billowing out the back, and you begin to hear it heating up as it's and you just see bullets exploding into the side of this, and you see gelatin shooting off the side. Give me 3 more d6 rolls.
Okay.
And once again, read each one.
All right, so 3 more, right?
Yep.
Okay. Total of 5, 1, 2, and 2.
Okay. Okay, so as you keep shooting the side of this thing, more gelatin flying everywhere, the creatures recoiling all over the place. All of a sudden, the minigun, and it starts venting steam out the side, and seems it's going to need a round to cool down now. But you did a decent chunk of damage on it, and that will be your action. You do still have a bonus action if you wish to take it.
Not much I can do. I'll wait for my cooldown on the minigun.
Okay.
And I'll just, for the record, Hack Loman really enjoys that. He wants one of these for himself.
All right. The creature then, enraged, you see both tendrils rise up the side and smash together overhead over the top of you. And pieces of whatever was contained in it begins raining down on the deck. I need a dexterity save from everybody on the deck.
All right. Do I get advantage because I'm holding on to something big?
Nope.
Okay.
You don't.
Just checking. All right.
18.
Plus 4.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
22.
All right. You successfully dodge. Most of you do. Al, you are going to take 5 damage as little shards of glass and metal come down and start scratching and damaging the surface of your robot.
All right.
And that's going to be the creature's turn, which brings us back to Al.
Okay, you said the creature was coming from underneath the vessel?
Yeah, so right now, imagine you are on one particular segment. It currently is as wide or as long as the segments. If you were to peek over the side, you would look down and you would just see the gelatin body down below the side. But it kind of comes together in tendrils along the side. So it's almost like if you had a piece of cloth and something balanced in the middle. It's like that. Seems to be the shape from what you can interpret it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm thinking we got to get it away from the vessel itself, which means if I can get engineering to let loose the vents, I could break its grasp, which I assume it's going to do because it wants to drag us into the sand or something like that with time.
Okay.
So I'm going to take off running to... Did I ever see Ember use the comm to communicate?
No, you didn't. You just heard the PA system.
Okay, and I haven't seen any engineers use a PA.
No.
Okay, let me see how long my my tool for the job takes to summon. Magically create it in my hand. Lasts 1 hour. Could I, right tool for the job, create a hose to cool down the gun faster? Guess I would need water from somewhere.
Yeah, it's really designed to give you some form of artisan's tools, which isn't necessarily a hose. I like it though, but yes, you would also need a source of water, even if you could construct a hose.
Cool. On top here, though, is where we found the main office, correct?
So that was on level 1. When you say main office, what are you looking for?
Where we talked about the old man, where we were briefed initially.
That's on the head. That's the segment, the next segment over.
Okay.
You're not far from it, but it's technically in a segment next to the first segment.
Okay, I'll take off running for the command center, basically.
Okay. Let me think about how long that's going to be. Just to give you the benefit of being a little closer, we'll assume you were at the first gun. And you're going to be using your full movement, I'm guessing. You've got, what, 30 feet of movement?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm also capable of a jump spell that would triple my jump distance if I need to clear a segment or quickly climb a ladder.
Okay. I'm going to say it's probably going to take about 3 turns to get... it's probably going to take 2 turns to get to the head segment. The problem is it depends on where you want to go from there, because the head segment is also 4 floors deep.
Sure.
So you've only ever been in the meeting room in that segment. So you might have to do some looking around, although you could certainly discern roughly where the ship is piloted from.
But it looks like that Lothar, the party in charge is going to be outside the vessel for an extended period of time, it seems.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. If you're okay with it, I will undertake that quest.
Okay. You all see Al immediately just start sprinting for the door, and in his first turn he manages to get off the deck and down below. Now I will say that technically you are in melee range of this creature, so you are going to take an opportunity attack.
Okay.
That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Ooh, that'd be a hit.
All right, and we are looking at... All right, you are going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as it hits, and you are going to take 1 point of acid damage as it sears the body where it touches, and you see you see smoke come up from where the metal is being eroded away, where this tendril has lashed out at you as you ran by.
Intense. Cool.
All right, that brings us to Romilda. You are up.
Romilda is still standing there, legs spread, looking up, hands on hips, just smiling. Breathing it in and letting it out in a big exhale.
Okay.
Little fart escapes too.
That's it? No held actions or anything? What?
Will be a roll for fart.
Roll for fart? Roll a Constitution save? I mean, you can probably force a fart. The save is, I guess, whether or not you poop your pants.
Fair enough. 19.
Yeah, you didn't. You just fart.
Awesome. Let a big one rip.
Okay.
And no held action. She is following the rules. There's nothing going on in that head of hers.
Okay, great. All right, you see more bullets fired from allies. You actually see that they might be panicking a little bit. You start to see sparks on the deck from a couple missed shots that didn't actually hit. But some definitely do connect with the creature as it takes more damage. And that brings us to Hack. You are up. Your minigun is currently cooling. It'll cool this round. You still have the ability to act.
Okay.
But your minigun is on.
So gun's still on cooldown. One more turn is all?
Yeah.
Okay. Or round rather. I'm going to then fire a lock and fire an arrow at the creature. And
right, cool.
I want to remember I have this feature. If let's see.
Colossus Slayer, I believe.
Yes, so I hit it with a weapon attack. Creature takes an extra 1d8 damage if it's below its maximum HP, which it is, right?
Yes.
So, let's make sure we're not just dealing with some magic barrier or something. So let's do for hit here first. 12. That's a hit, right?
Yep, that'll be a hit.
Okay. And gotta remember my stuff before I do this. Hold on. It's 1d8 plus 2. Okay, here we go. Damage dice. It's 1d8 plus 2. Okay, so that's a 9 plus. So 10 total, a 9 and a 1.
And is that with your Colossus Slayer dice rolled as well?
Yeah, I rolled the 1 with it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, you reach back, you fire an arrow, it shoots into it. Same deal, you see it hit, you see, parts of it go flying from the impact, but the arrow you see quickly melts and dissolves away once inside the body. And you hear the minigun start whirring up again as the venting process concludes.
All right,
it is the creature's turn, and the creature is going to... Let's see. I'm going to pull up the creature's stats here.
Give up and run away. Oh.
No, not this time.
No, not this one.
Everyone, start farting!
The creature is going to... You see it move across the deck, and the giant tendrils that make up the side around the ship all of a sudden split, and it looks like a bunch of little tentacles lash out, and it's going to make an attack at everyone currently on the deck. So that is going to be a 19 to hit Hack.
That's a hit.
And that's going to be a 15 to hit Romilda.
Miss.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 15 hit points. Or maybe you are still. I don't know what you're going to say. I'm nervous.
Hack, you take 12 bludgeoning damage
Oh.
and 4 acid damage. I rolled maximum damage for you on that tentacle attack.
Ouch. Okay.
As it smashes into you and leaves a searing wound. Romilda, you're standing there proud as proud can be, and a tentacle lashes out at you and slams into the deck near you, but somehow missed. That brings us back up to Al, who is currently running for the control room. He gets to, you get to the junction where you go across into the head. You are now, you know, to the left and down around the corner is where the meeting room is. Otherwise, you are in a completely unfamiliar area to you. You know that this vehicle is likely piloted by the first floor based on the appearance of the vehicle, but you do not know how to get there.
Okay.
You can currently go left or right.
I will go left.
Right? You go left down around the corner, you turn, you're able to make it about to where the meeting room is, and there is a straightaway ahead that goes a little further to a door at the far end.
Cool. I'll be heading to that.
Okay, you probably have enough movement to make it to it. You throw open the door. You are looking at a janitor closet. This is not the way.
Curses.
So that's going to be Al's turn. Romilda, you're up.
Romilda will walk over to Hack and she'll slap his back. I guess it would be his lower back because she's so short. So she'll like reach up to hit his back and go, "It's fine, Hack. Just watch this glory." And she will cast Lay on Hands to restore 15 hit points.
Unfortunately,
Screams in the background.
Hack is crying at the moment. He's very hurt. He took a lot of damage. He's very upset.
Yeah.
How many hit points was that restored?
15, she said.
Okay, cool.
I'm doing it now.
All right. Anything else on your turn, Romilda?
She'll return to her stance.
Okay. Hack. Oh, wait, nope. It's allies first. You hear more gunfire down below. More bullets tear into the side of the creature as they open fire. And at about this point, the group that had to be melee to engage with the creature gets there as well, and they start engaging with it. All right. Now, Hack Low Man, it is your turn.
All right. It's all fired up, right? I can use this thing again?
You can use the minigun again.
All right. In that case, I am going to fire it again.
Okay, roll to see if you hit.
Did you tell me last time I can't... Well, there's no modifier on this anyway.
Yeah,
It's
no
just a hit.
modifier. Just roll a d20.
18.
All right. Starts spinning, whirls up. Roll 3d6s.
Okay. A 3, a 1, and a 1.
Okay.
5 total.
All right. Roll 3 more d6s. You see the barrel start to glow smoking hot. And let me know what each one is.
A lot of ones. 1, 1, 5, 7 total.
Okay, so You get back on the gun and you cut a swath across one of the tentacles, and you see the whole thing dissolve and fall apart and fall down onto the ground as a huge chunk of it comes off, and until eventually and steam shoots out the side again as it begins its venting process once more. So that's your turn?
Yep, that's me.
All right. The creature is now going to pull all of the backside. So behind you, this massive tendril that was up slowly dips down below view, and the top rises up even higher and smashes down on the deck. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw that's on the deck.
Okay.
12.
19.
Okay. Romilda, you take 12 acid damage as this thing begins to burn into you, as a wave of this acidic substance just settles on the deck and settles on you. Hack, you manage to dodge and get just behind where this thing hits, and you can feel the heat of this thing as it passes over you, but you manage to get away with just a slight grazing. You take 4 acid damage.
Okay.
Actually, I apologize. I shouldn't have re-rolled that. You would have taken the lesser of the two. You would have taken 5.
5. Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. That brings us back to Al. I'm assuming you're going to go down the other hallway now.
Yep, running.
All right. You make your way down, around, and you get to another door that leads up into a control center. You open it, and you do see what would be essentially the primary bridge of this vessel. And you're standing there. Currently, there's nobody in there.
All right. Do I have actions or have I dashed?
You would have probably used your dash to get in there.
Okay.
Yeah, to get back around the hallway and down the other side, you probably would have had to have burned your dash. Also, you would have had to have interacted with the door to get in.
Cool.
Okay, that brings us to Romilda. You've been singed by this creature.
Romilda will go, I see how this goes now. Well, let me singe you a little. And then she'll jump on one of the machine guns that's not venting and start firing away.
Perfect. Go and roll for an attack. Roll your d20.
Get that d20 out.
Gotta get that D.
A 10.
You start laying into it. Go ahead and give me 3d6 rolls and let me know each one.
All right, first one is a 3,
Okay.
then a 1, then a 6.
Okay, give me 3 more.
Okay, 3, 5, 4.
Okay, you see the barrel starting to glow a little red, but you're still going. Give me 3 more.
Ha ha! A 1, a 2, and a 3.
Okay, so you're finally unloading on it, and you're just blasting huge chunks into it, just giant holes through the side of the thing before you move to another section and blow another hole out of it, and eventually your machine gun begins venting. And so that will do it for your action on this round, unless you have a bonus action you want to do.
Nope, that was it. Romilda's laughing the whole time.
Okay. More fights from the allies, more bullets and sword slashes as they wail into it. Do a whole lot of damage, though. Okay, that brings us to Hack. Hack, your minigun is currently on cooldown. What would you like to do?
Arrow out, another shot at the creature.
Okay, roll for attack.
Here's for hit. 9.
That's a hit.
And damage. +2. 10 plus. Hold on, got to do another D8. I should have just done 3D8. 6, so 16 total damage.
Okay, great.
And I'll knock another arrow and be ready again.
All right, you shoot an arrow, damaging it. You see the steam on your minigun clear up as it becomes available to use again. And that brings us to the creature, who is going to have tendrils lash out at everyone on the deck again. That is going to be a 13 to hit on Hack.
13 is equals my thing, so that's it. You hit me. That's a hit.
Okay, and it's a 20 to hit on Romilda.
Hit.
All right.
That's how it works. Just so I remember, I haven't done this in a while. If my AC is 13, that's a hit.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, for Hack, you take 5 bludgeoning damage and 4 acid damage.
Okay.
And for Romilda, you take 1 bludgeoning damage and 1 acid damage.
Glorious.
It's apparently struggling a bit with the half-leg. Okay. So that brings us back to Al. You find yourself on the bridge of the ship. What would you like to do?
Okay. Is it control panel-y enough that it's automated by a glance?
What are you looking to do?
I want to vent all sides so that the creature has to let go of the device or the vehicle.
Okay, so I would say probably what you would be looking for was trying to key into something that's going to involve venting. So go ahead and roll a perception check.
All right. 16.
16 is pretty good. We're going to say, simply because, it's a complicated control system. It's not, you can't go in there and just immediately know what to press.
Sure.
So we're going to say that you probably are going to use this entire round looking, but you do find a large button that is labeled vent.
Perfect.
And you prepare to push it.
For drama, yeah, up, fist up, ready to slam the button.
Okay. Perfect. All right, Romilda, you are up.
Oh, that's fast. Okay, cool. So Romilda, there's a third machine gun, and she's gonna run over there going, this is battle! Finally! And then she'll jump into that machine gun and she'll start firing.
All right, roll your attack.
A 12.
That's going to hit. Roll 3d6s.
Okay, 3, 4, and a 1.
Okay, roll 3 more d6s.
A 1, a 4, and a 1.
All right, you on a new machine gun, and you keep firing until it also begins to glow bright red, and then also cools. As you do that, you see your previous machine gun has now cooled down as well, and you now have exhausted another one when another one has come open. Anything else this round for you?
she'll run over to the machine gun that just cooled down and give a salute to the creature. It's going to die.
Okay. All right. Allies did not do great this round. So while you're fighting all of this, just so you know, while the creature has been attacking you, you have heard the yell and the din of battle below. You aren't really in a position where you can peek over and see what's happening, but you are hearing yells and screams and things like that. So it is safe to assume that the battle you're having on top of the ship is actually being had around the sides of the ship as well. Just didn't want you to feel singled out by the creature or anything. Okay. That brings us to Hack. You are up. You have a machine gun that has just cooled down in front of you.
Grab it, grip it with my hands, and go, yeah! And fire again.
All right. Roll your damage.
All
Roll
right.
your attack.
A natural 20.
Ooh.
Bing, 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 bing.
Okay. Roll 3d6s.
All right. Nice. I need a sound for this. There we go. 3d6s. Here he comes. Oh my gosh. You're not going to believe me. 666.
Oh, man.
Yeah. This doesn't happen to me.
That is the number of the beast, which means...
Yeah.
All right.
Sitting in fire.
I'm the devil, see?
Roll 3 more d6s.
All right. 3 more. There's no way they'll be this is good. Okay. Oh, not bad. 3, 4, and 4.
All right. 3 more d6s.
Okay. 11, see, 2, 4, 5.
3 more d6s.
6, 2, and 2.
Three more d6s.
Oh man.
Keep going, Hack!
1, 6, 1.
3 more d6s.
5, 6, 3. I feel like I'm at the craps table in Vegas.
3 more d6s.
Okay. 2. Oh, sorry. 2, 1, 6.
All right, so Hack, you get up there and you just start going, and you are hitting. The tentacles are reaching out to try and grab you because you are doing so much damage, and you are cutting right through it, and huge chunks of this beast are going flying. And every time it ducks in to try and get you, you aim the Gatling gun down, and it cuts off another tendril as it worms its way around and tries to get at you. And it seems like you're untouchable at the moment. And as soon as the tendrils stop, you immediately focus in on its core, and you notice that on the back side, the other side of tentacles that had come up, it's starting to even diminish on that side, and they seem to be stranding up more as you've cut more and more pieces off of this thing. And it's still going, but it is letting out these bubbling shrieks until finally your minigun overheats and lets out steam.
Sweet. All right. I feel good about that.
All right. The creature in a rage is going to once again throw both of its tendrils up over the deck, smash together, laying more detritus down on the ground. I need dexterity saves from everybody on top.
Okay. 16 from Hack Loman.
An 8.
Okay. That is going to be 5 points of damage to Romilda, and you are knocked prone by a large chunk of metal hitting you right in the head. As
Damn.
as you fight. All right. That does it with that. Al, dramatically, hand over the button. You
Big
bring
vent.
it. You bring it down. You hit vent. All right. So the creature, I'm gonna say, saves. It rolled a 20 on its save, but all of a sudden you hear a rumbling through the ship, and to those up on the top deck, you suddenly hear a psh, psh, and huge blankets of steam begin shooting out the side. And let's see, what do we want to call damage on that? I think it would be this. All right, cut in half. Okay, steam erupts out of the side of this thing, and the creature's trying to dodge and trying to get away from this superheated steam as it's burning and melting away, and you can see it. It looks like it's evaporating, and it's letting out this shriek as it's just being melted, and a huge tentacle of it rises up, and you can see it being burned, and it separates. And all on the side, it turns to liquid and falls to the ground. And the only globule with any mass lands on the deck. And it lands directly next to Romilda. There's a little tiny glob, smaller than the original form of this creature that you saw, floating around with a little piece of cherry inside of it. And it's right next to you. What do you want to do?
How big is it compared to Romilda's foot?
It's about the size of your foot.
All right, Romilda, she got hit in the face with a heavy chunk of metal. She spits her tooth out with a little blood, and then she steps on the thing.
All right, go ahead and make a unarmed strike.
Right, 7.
7. That's gonna hit it. So that does 2 damage for, well, that's twice as much as what you needed. So this little glob lands in front of Romilda, quivering, shaking, a little tiny piece of cherry inside of it. And Romilda just steps on it, and it just squishes and liquefies and falls quiet on the deck. Congratulations.
That was wonderful! Hack! You performed gloriously.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Al, you all right?
So, we're out of combat. Al, would you make your way back up to the deck at this point, or?
No.
Oh no, that sounded
Betrayed.
that sounded bad. No.
Once the rumbling stops, if the vehicle seems to have, settled and there's no longer attack, my printer's just going to start going. I'm going to start taking notes on everything in here. I want to see. I might unscrew a panel or two and look inside. Whatever I can get away with, I'm going to start investigating.
All right. Al starts jotting down notes, looking over the ship, figuring out how the whole thing works. The two, Romilda and Hack, up on top. You're celebrating your glorious victory. You see, after a moment, you see the Marauders making their way. There's clearly a lot of them have died. There's fewer of them leaving than there were. And you notice, even looking over the side, you notice that at least 2 of the guard that were down there have fallen as well. Ember and Lotho seem to be okay. Fox did survive as well. The tall, slender figure is okay, but it looks like 2 more of the guardsmen have fallen. And they're making their way back now on the ship, pulling a big trailer that's got even more supplies on it. Unclear what they are. And eventually, after a time, Lotho comes aboard, walks up to you. You performed well at this. I think we're going to see great things from you. And we're going to go ahead and say, thus ends day 2 as guards aboard the Dune Breaker. The party would have leveled from this, so if you guys want, you can make your characters level 4. This is the end of this story, but
Heck yeah!
hey, congratulations, level 4. You defeated
GG.
the unholy Jello, which does allow for a level up.
For the record, if freaking Magard was here, he would want to. He wants to know what flavor the Jello is. If he was here, if Nash was here,
Yeah,
he'd want to taste it. Just wanted to get that out there.
It's a fruit Jello, but at this point, it's absorbed so much other stuff.
Yeah,
It's not going to taste good. Basically, it went through the sewer system and it just started absorbing everything it could. Water, sewage. It got under the bottom of the ship, started picking up glass.
The Jello that escaped.
It was the Jello that escaped.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was like a parent thing that somebody cut a piece off of and gave it to Dipshit as a little one.
Yeah, it grew.
I like that.
It got where it could grow, and it grew.
nice.
So
well, there
congratulations, everybody. The guard continues. Obviously, there are more stories to tell, and maybe we will someday. But for now, that's going to be it for this side little adventure.
Yep, there you go. That means
Awesome.
that was great, by the way, John. Well done. Those characters will sit in waiting to have their story told one day in the future. But next week, Bo Schwartz, our intrepid DM, will be back, and John gets to go back to being one of us and have way less stress for the week, trying to put together a campaign. I don't know how these guys do it. I have a huge respect for any DM who can do it, and I'll never do it myself because why would you torture yourself like that? And these guys are killing it. So very excited to have Bo back. Was really glad to spend some time in this place, and my imagination is still reeling from the kind of setting John has in this thing. So in a weird way, I hope Bo's campaign somehow runs into the freaking Glassbreaker thing or the Dune Breaker, because I don't know. I could see that happening, and I'd get super into it. Anyway, that and so much more, plus a bonus episode coming next week for those who support us at our Dungeons Plus level. If you go on over to therewillbedungeons.com and sign up, you can get in there for super low. Doesn't have to be much, and you'll get the bonus show early before anyone else does. So go there, therewillbedungeons.com. All right, I think that's going to do it. For me, for John, for Kristen, for Kyle, and for Bo, we'll be back next week. We'll see you next time. Be good, everybody.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes, get more at frogpants.com.